recommended by one of our other teams as a solid squad to come in, and this is what we want to see. So they've got the Armor Rouge, they've got the gold badge Shifu, but they are up against that big doggo, and that can be tough to handle with Cora being one of the best all-rounder players we've seen yet.
And you can see all the ribbons on the side of Misfits, green, blue, like they're very comfortable on these picks. So strong as Casseur Flotteurs, comp blocks, Misfits have a lot of experience in their team comp.
That they do. We're going to see this Kung Fu take the jungle. It is slow. I think I can see that Hooper going for the invade straight away. This is what we usually see from Docs, and it's going to be important for them to get something. The chances come to provide assistance for them, and they do manage to grab the red buff on the Kung Fu. Just a little bit too late was Docs.
Yeah, really nice effort, but you have got that Kung Fu and Bliss and Chansey in early. They've just got really solid secure, and obviously Docs isn't going away anytime soon. He's just going to try and delay that gank from the Urshifu as much as he possibly can.
It has meant Mew is able to put the pressure onto this Char Cadet down there. If they can stop that Armor Rouge from evolving before that 9-minute mark, before we hit these 950 birds, that'll be amazing. And they do lock that in by Dara. Really good secure. Can they grab this so that Rosum can get an Evo? I think that does go to the side of Char Cadet, but they're going to get that 9 minutes. Oh, they've left the lane farm for them as well. That's perfect, Chaos, because they're now going to get that Armor Rouge on board. Oh, that's what we expect to see. No, just a little bit off. It's a level 5 Evo, of course.
Well, that's the beauty of that invade. Obviously, Doxy didn't get any of the buffs, but he just stops Armor Rouge from evolving, and all those birds going over to the side of Misfits, top and bottom, but Armor Rouge is online now.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to handle. It is a single strike bear, not just enough shards to be able to take it down there from the Glaceon. Cora getting a bit risque on this doggo, but they do have the portal to get them home and get them healed. We see Shifu doing the exact same, grabbing their gold bars there and going back to the home pad. But this is a very close game already. We are about to hit the mid-birds. Let's see who rotates for that.
Yeah, and it's just the beauty of having a Hooper in that top lane. The Zacian isn't really under threat of going down too quickly, so it can overextend a little bit, and it knows it's going to get that full reset whenever it wants it.
I love the pressure that bottom lane is putting in. Here come the mid-birds. The bear is here to lock them all in. We get one little piece of XP going to the Glaceon, but they may have been caught here. The armor cannon blasting them off, and that's the evolution for the tree. They've become the big oak, and they can now cause even more mayhem in that bottom lane.
Yeah, I think they just left Glaceon to poke some of those birds, take as many as they could, as they've just been getting a lot of points in these goals in both lanes.
Cora just getting caught out a little bit there. They are locking in now a Casseur Flotteur. Look at them rotating together. You have that support and the tank on with that Shifu, and nothing is going to be able to stop them. Umbreon goes down. Glaceon is here. They've hit their power spike chat. They've got that level 7, dropping a lot of damage, but look at the zoning coming out from the Pink Blob and the Pillar Swine. All of that farm has just gone to the side of Casseur Flotteur, and they're just concentrating on trying to get that rip in, but it's not working for them just yet, Chaos.
It's so interesting to see both teams just fighting tooth and nail over this top lane as well. Usually you see, two all-rounders left top to duke it out on the top lane, but these two teams are both rotating top and just leaving one mon down bottom, and it does seem now normal service is resumed. Teams are heading towards this bottom Reggie.
They like to keep us on our toes. The Regice is getting poked by the Armor Rouge. If they can get some zone in here on Casseur Flotteur's side, they can do well. Nice pick up by the Umbreon to push them away, but not realizing how many was there. And look at that! Ebon and Fist all the way back to the Pokemon Center, but Glaceon is there to answer. They've taken out the Mighty Bear. Can they take out the Char Cadet? Yes, they have. Armor Rouge has gone down. Here comes Blissey, and that's a triple KO for the Glaceon.
Yeah, and that's maybe the one flaw that this team that Casseur Flotteur picked up kind of has, that they did rotate down, they're there quick enough, but they just don't have the rip just to make that count, and they couldn't really do anything with the Reggie Ice, and Misfits came down a little bit late and were just able to absolutely clean up.
We got a leash on that Lecky from Cora. They've reset it. I like that, to be fair. They knew that Mamoswine was there, and they know the rest of the team's going to be rotating. Nice beam to take down that Pillar Swine. But Cora has got the Sacred Swords, but Armor Rouge does so much damage, especially AoE with that Armor Cannon, with that Wood Hammer, and the Pain Split. Doggo just makes it out, has to get the Citrus Berries, but we have a rip onto the Lecky. Casseur Flotteur are here. Misfits really need to try and get a push into this. Cora's waiting for the right opportunity opportune moment to drop in there with the swords. There comes the Sacreds. Who's going to get it? It's the Armourouge, the Bliss Assistant saving them from any damage coming their way. That's a good lock-in. Doggo can't do much there. Double KO for the big mighty bear. And they are going to be able to defend this one. But look at the damage coming in from Casseur Flotteur, buddy. They are really comfortably in both of these lanes.
Yeah, and that's because two objectives where we're seeing sort of a weakness of this team comp, and then obviously the strength of it, the amount of damage Misfits were dropping on these mons on the side of Casseur Flotteur, but because they're so bulky, they're just not going down.
I do like the fact that Misfits are just grabbing whatever XP pops up into any of the lanes. They've obviously got those Hooper portals that just gives you so much flexibility. We say it every time we see Hooper chosen on the map. Now they want to put some pressure onto the jungle of Casseur Flotteur. That's what they need to do. They kind of need to keep these levels in it. They really don't want to give Casseur Flotteur any advantage. Glaceon just getting out of that with their passive, but the big bear said, nah, you're going back to the Pokemon Center, buddy. It can only save you once.
Yeah, it's going to be so important for Casseur Flotteur to keep doing that every time Glaceon pops up, just isolate it, take it down quickly, because that is the mon that can just shred through the Casseur Flotteur team. But look at Cora here at top lane, juking out with this Mamoswine.
I mean, Mamoswine doing an absolute mission there, mate. Ren saving two of them. I mean, this Zacian does a lot of damage, and then, of course, Umbreon is an absolute menace to deal with, and it just stayed steadfast on that pad, defended it well, and now they're pushing onto this T1. Hooper bringing them up. There's the rings unbound, and this is going to be a lot of CC. We see the sword coming out from the Doggo. Are they going to be able to take down much? The Umbreon popping their Unite move. The Mamoswine has gone down. The 8-gold tree has gone down. Look how weak that dog is. 2 KO for the Umbreon, and we're going to have to see a retreat from Casseur Flotteur. Rosum doesn't want to give it up, though. I feel like they probably should have done. We have a Quadra coming in from Caesar on that bear. They're not going to be able to get a Penta, though. The Glaceon really wants to try and lock in that KO.
Where on earth did that Quadra come from? We were too busy focusing on the little chase that was happening mid, and meanwhile Urshifu was just cleaning up top lane.
Just in their own zone, cooking anything coming their way. We've got to rip onto this Lecky from Misfits, but we do have a Mamoswine. Mammoth ready to dive on in. Really good pick up from the Umbreon to see that and push them out of the direction of getting any secure. That's going to be a rip onto that big Mammoth. They're going to go down. 40 dunk into this T1, and we do see Misfits getting a slight lead ahead. Are they going to want to break the goal? They are 20 overcap. Not that bad for a T1.
Yeah, it's such a commanding lead as well. We're less than a minute out from Ray, and they're already 160 points ahead. It's going to be really tough for Casseur Flotteur because obviously we've not got enough Rickers to go straight for a rip on the Ray. It's all about the secures for them, but can they get some catch? Yeah, they can. They take out the Hooper.
That's it. The thing is, when you get any CC coming in from Casseur Flotteur, they just have the Armourouge ready with the armor cannon, and it does such a massive amount of damage. We were talking about it last night on the Euro Cup. When you have a move like that Wicked Blow coming in from the Shifu, you pair that with an armor cannon, it doesn't matter what one it is, it's likely going to go down. Umbreon nearly getting caught out in that bush, but we're 8 seconds away from this Rayquaza spawn. Big Dragon's gonna come in. We've got some good poke from Dera on the Mew, but of course the armor cannon also has fantastic poke. They're gonna really have to work on keeping this clean, getting the crystals up on the Glaceon with a good rip onto the Trevenant. Some nice CC coming in from Docs there. Are they gonna be able to pick up these tanks? The Ice Fang is gonna lock down the Glaceon. Rings Unbound have been popped. We have a battle across the ages here. That was a Bliss Assistance going across the entirety of the pit. Rosum's managed to stay alive with their own Unite move, but this could be a lock-in for Casseur Flotteur. We do see Cora having to back out of that bush, buddy, because the Rayquaza was getting ripped and they knew exactly where to throw that Hurricane, and that is a good pickup by Mamoswine. This is going to be a rip onto the Rayquaza, but Dara is there. They have the Secure Supreme. Can they lock it in? Look at the Secure from the tanks. That may have just won them this game.
What a team fight from Casseur Flotteur there. They've been behind for the entire game score-wise, but this is because how good their team comp was. There was so much damage coming out from Misfits, but they just couldn't put a dent in them.
No, that was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. And the patience from Casseur Flotteur during that team fight was so vital. They knew that they had the poke. They waited for the right opportunity. And I've got to say, that Blissey and that Mamoswine absolutely carried that fight, mate. They zoned out the perfect targets. That Ice Fang has been an absolute treat for Ren on that Mamoswine. And it's made the difference in this game.
It was 100% all about that Mammoth and team fight. I saw the Trevenant getting caught a little bit on Misfits side, and I thought, oh, it might go down here. Had to pop its ult to survive, and then Mammoth just dives in and just starts throwing people around with Ice Fang.
I think it's really been important for them, and the thing is they haven't been able to get onto the damage coming in from range on the side of Casseur Flotteur. Like Misfits have not been able to get onto that armor rouge, and it's just been let loose to do whatever it wants. I'm excited to see the damage numbers coming out of this game, but what a really well fought team across the board for Casseur Flotteur. And I gotta say, I mean, Misfits were winning coming into that fight, so it's been a pretty even game, mate. But as we know with Pokemon Unite, it does come down to that low plaza.
Casseur Flotteur gets to take game 1 in their debut against the team that has been storming ahead at the top of this league. Crazy players from them.
That's right. Misfits are currently like placed first within their area with the wins that they've got in their group, and Casseur Flotteur have come in and answered in the first game. That's really impressive by them. Let's have a look at these damage numbers. 91k coming in from the Shifu. Really. Let's get that organised, while in the meantime Korra picking up the gold badge on the Mimikyu. That's quite scary to come up against. Game is kicking off. Alrighty, who's going to go into the jungle here is going to be that Ghastly. We see the usual double to get that boosted and hop on over that wall. Charcadet on the other side. Bottom lane being the Doduo and the Phantom. That's going to be tough for them to handle, but it's a Miraidon and Snorlax, buddy. That is easy for them to deal with, right?
I'm just very nervous about having you on camera in this game, especially when there's a Ghastly Gengar in this game. I just thought you'd be locked onto it, just following it around for the entire match.
Either that or I'll be flaming it. I mean, Kubfu in the top lane is an interesting decision, because that is a tough thing to get to level 5 on its own in the lane. Korra's here on the Mimikyu, and they could really get a good pick up on the KO. They use the eject button to get out of there. There's the Citrus Berry from the Hooper. I think if Korra manages to get their level 5 first in this lane, they're going to really start to dominate it.
I know Kubfu's a bit tricky in lane, right? But the secure that they've got with that pound from Blissey and then the punch from Kubfu, it's not insignificant. It is really easy to secure farm if you combine those two attacks together.
That is true. We'll take a lot of synergy, but here comes the birds. Korra's here ready, and there's a Dream Eater coming out. No, it's Hex instead, sorry. Oh, is it? No, I think it was Dream Eater. I do think I got it right. They lock in the 10 points. They may go down here. They are going to go down. They dash on back. But yeah, I mean, I feel like they got pretty much even up on there. They pick up the KO on the Haunter, but they did get some points and birds over on the side of Misfits.
Yeah, Mr. Roll edge straight into that Gengar's jungle, just invading and taking all that experience away from it. He's trying to slow it down as much as possible. Dodrio comes in for a bit of fun in this invade as well. Yeah,
they don't want to be giving up anything there. And, I mean, they're just going to stay in that entire jungle. Dara is here on the Miraidon, but look at Dodrio just getting ready to pounce on anything that comes close. Here come the mid-birds. Are they going to be able to... Nobody else is there to stop them, actually, so that's a lot of XP that's going to go to the side of Casseur Flotteur here.
Yeah, it gives Blissey its Evo as well after top lane, so hard to keep it sort of down on the levels. But yeah, it's a nice set of points going in from Misfits, but Roll Edge getting some points in as well. Blissey coming up to try and cut them off.
Dox is there as well. Are they going to get the KO though? Korra is there. They're looking pretty tasty on the pink blob, but they do back up onto the pad. Are they going to lock in the Cerulege? Oh, they do dive out of the way. They're so weak, but they decide to go for Dox instead. They're not going to be able to survive that one. A lot of damage coming in from that Cerulege.
Yeah, meanwhile, bot lane, while all that was going on, Miraidon was just popping up. That's a third knockout for that Miraidon in quick succession. They're looking to put some real pressure on this tier 1 pad.
Level 8 on the Miraidon. Not too far off that Unite move, and that's going to be so good coming into these first objectives. We finally have a tree on the field. They're needing a bit more XP, but let's go. We're looking for the Gengar. I do like that Electro Drift. It's so hard to get hold of that Mon, but Dodrio does just that. Getting pretty weak, and we're going to get a rip onto the Regis coming in from Casseur Flotteur. Look at the tree just going for the zoning straight away. They do have the lock-in of the bear. I don't think anybody wants to show their face to that from Misfits.
Well, that's why I love the Dodrio pick there from Casseur Flotteur, because you saw the Miraidon, it was charging up that Electro Drift, but Dodrio just ran straight behind it, knocked it clean out.
This is the meteors coming down from that Miraidon. We saw how strong it can be, and here we go. The terrain is down. There goes the tree. This is going to be tough for the Casseur to get out of it. They're not going to be able to, and just like that, buddy, we have a triple KO coming in from Dara.
It's just insane, that mon, isn't it? Especially with that electric. It's just so impossible to catch at times, but it's going to be all about can that Dodgeo keep on the back of it.
Illegal. Absolutely illegal. I can't believe that mon is still allowed. But hey ho, they're pretty weak though on that chicken, but they are going to back on out of there. Dara locking in majority of that mid farm. We've got a bit of a battle off up here with Gengar. They've used their Unite move but missed it, and that is not the mon you want to miss that Dream Eater on.
No, definitely not an Urshifu, and he's trying to get an invade. This Gengar's just not really had any mileage whatsoever because Flotteur is diving at every opportunity they get.
Oh, they're having to break ankles, but I don't think they're going to be able to survive this. And try and lock in the Cerulean.
Oh, beautifully done.
Oh, if they just aimed that slightly like the other way, mate, that'd have been a good pickup. But yeah, I mean, Gengar, they do have a dream. It's not quite working out for them yet.
No, we've just got Miraidon just dancing around his Trevenant. Trevenant can't catch it, man, in his bot lane.
It just doesn't have the speed to catch it. I'm not even sure what can catch a Miraidon. Maybe a Leafeon and that's it. Like, it's so frustrating to keep hold of. Gengar going back to their jungle for some much needed XP. We do have this Lecky in the top lane. Seems like Casseur Flotteur are all here and ready to get tasty on it. Heavy slam coming in from Rosum. They've got the block and they do have the drop. There's a Revenant Rend. Are they going to pick up the KO on Korra? They've gone to come play with them and they do go down. They're so close though, buddy. 2 KO coming in from this Cerulean. Is this going to go in? They just need to concentrate on anyone around them. They do not want to let anyone get through on this to Casseur Flotteur. It's constant aggression non-stop.
Yeah, look at this. The rings are unbound now, trying to defend this pad, but it's so difficult to defend against Trevenant because it can just shove you around, but Misfits have managed to cope with it really well.
Yeah, nice power nap, and they were just like, nah, we've got the CC for days. You ain't going anywhere near this goal. Really well defended there, but it is quite close considering we have 4 minutes left in this game. There's literally 35 points between them right now, chat, and I feel like that Blissey is doing such a good job at surviving, but they do use the Gengar Unite move to pick it up, but this Shifu just cannot be defeated. Korra jumps into a Cerulean and the Shifu, probably not a good idea, but the Dream Eater is there in return, and Gengar picks up the bear. Going back to the Pokemon Center, that is a good KO.
Oh, this game is insane, and it's exactly what we thought it'd be when we saw the two team comps and how similar they were in terms of their strategies that they were trying to do. Yeah, because it feels like fights are going to go one way, then they go the completely opposite way, just as Korra's demonstrating on this Mimikyu and Gengar picking up the knockout on the Cerulean edge there, and it looks like Mimikyu takes down the tree.
What a mad defense, but I am seeing so many people going away with the smallest bit of HP, mate. It's crazy. Rosum's going to go down. Oh no, they put the power nap in, and that's going to give them a nice bit of healing. They've got themselves that 2-hour power nap. They're back up and ready to get on with the workday.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Misfits have dunked some really good points from the top pad and broken it as well, so they've got another nice little lead heading in towards this the final stretch.
I don't even know what these teams are going to do here. We've got yellow dots on the field. Miraidon going back to pick up that farm. That Lecky has spawned a 50 push into the top from Korra, but the bear is there to answer. A lot of this mid farm is going to the side of Misfits, but I gotta say, look at the way they're rotating together, Casseur Flotteur. They always have this defender and support with the all-rounders, but they may have got caught out there. It seems like Gengar just wants to keep pushing on in.
Seriously impressive damage from the Gengar every time it catches that tree, and tree's just able to get away unscathed, and cheeky little farm steal from Dodgeo. I enjoy that.
I don't even think anyone's going to go for this Lecky, that's fair. I mean, I do feel like it is often a bait that takes quite a lot from teams. It ends up being the Rayquaza fight so many times, but 10 seconds away here, chat. We've got Casseur Flotteur set up for this pit. Look at the aggression that they've got. They don't have the vision on everyone yet from Misfits. They don't know where that Mimikyu is. It's coming in now, and we have an engage straight away. Power Nap having to come out from the Snorlax. There's the rings unbound. The Meteors are dropping, and the Electric Drift is there to back it up, buddy. The Bliss Assistance hasn't done enough to do any healing, and it seems like Casseur Flotteur are falling left, right, and centre. Revenant Rend to answer, but it's not going to be enough. A triple KO coming in from the Gengar, and ooh, baby, we have an ace.
Oh, we just knew that team fight was going to be explosive, but for Casseur Flotteur, I could see what they were trying to do. They knew that Snorlax was a huge engage tool for Misfits with the heavy slam, and then obviously it's all. So they all decided to try and engage on it and take it out quickly. But when it's got that power nap ult available, it's turned into a bit of a bait for them.
Yeah, what a way to answer for Misfits. That was a fantastic team fight, and I just feel like they've come out swinging. This is going to be a 1-1. I don't think there's enough change on the field for them to really score enough points and get the win. They're about 400 points behind here, just under at the moment. And I mean, with them wasting time in this jungle, mate, I think that is going to be game. But what a fantastic game from both teams.
Yeah, we knew there was just going to be a lot of action, a lot of fighting in this game from the two team comps, and they didn't let us down, did it? But that team fight was just over in a flash, wasn't it? Casseur Flotteur engaged on the Snorlax. Snorlax just CC'd the entire team with the power nap, and that's when Misfits just came diving in with ults and everything. And look at this, Vega's cleaning up. This Gengar's been on fire.
Yeah, it really has. It's been exciting to see. I love the Halloween outfit they've got on it as well, you know, on theme for the season that we're just about to hit. Well, we are technically in now. But yeah, nice lock-in from Misfits. That's going to be interesting. We're going to have a game free. I mean, we always have game free situations, but of course you do want to win your set either way. It's going to be interesting to see how they alter with what's going on, because I wasn't expecting the Gengar pick at all, man. That was so left field.
No, and it was so impressive because how well it came back as well, because it was constantly invaded at the start, and it was its farm taken away from it as well. Seemed to be behind on levels and just getting picked off every single time it went into a fight, and then it just seemed to hit its level 9, and that was it.
Oh wow, fantastic. All right, I think what we'll do though is we'll bring Kuro in, and they can give us some advice on basically how they feel that game went. That's if I'm able to move them. They're currently in a voice chat, and we're right at the bottom of the server, so let's see.
No, might be a two-man job because moving through every single voice chat.
You know what, it might be, mate. I don't even know where I'll put him. Oh, there we go.
Right, so it goes down to Mem Ragnarok, Oblivion, and now to us.
Hey, we got him in. How you doing, Kuro?
I'm very fine, you.
Good. I'm good, mate. How did you find that game? Give us some analysis on that one.
An amazing game, as well as the first one. You can feel that both teams are very close in terms of level, but here is where the difference in experience in the gameplay, because Casseur Flotteur, of course, wanted to break a goal because they have Upa in front of themselves, and they break their teeth on those goals because they had an XP lead, but forcing those push made the Misfits slightly coming back in the game with the kill they took, the shutdown they took. And in the end, instead of having a really good snowball, you get a tray with pretty even levels. And then everything goes on the target decision. Like, of course, Snorlax is a dangerous one for the team, but by rushing on him, you also give him the perfect opportunity to stun every of your team. So maybe a bit of too much of precipitation there. They lose the Rio really fast on the refi. That's unfortunate because it's the one mon that you want to rush on Miraidon, and once he's not here, it's.
So are they going to be? Is it going to be Urshifu top lane? Is it going to be Urshifu mid? Is Gengar going to take it into a lane? I mean, all three of these damage-dealing mons from Misfits really do love the jungle, so it'll be interesting to see which one heads straight for the central area.
Yeah, that is a very late game kind of comp that they have. I mean, obviously, Shifu will get itself up at level 5, but it's just so slow at a jungle rotation. Maybe they take it into the lane and provide assistance from support. I don't know. Well, let's find out. Here we go. We're into the game 3 of Misfits versus Casseur Flotteur. 1 apiece at the moment. Ren headed into the jungle on the Charcadet, and it is the Kubfu doing the same on the other side.
It's really interesting. So we're going to see the Gengar in the top lane. That's something we don't see too often.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Gengar versus Mimikyu. We have a ghost off, and Mimikyu is probably the one that comes out on top, but the Glossifer is also up here, but they're just going to get their stacks, mate. It's easy points to score against, right?
Yeah, it's going to stack on that Gengar. It's going to be super strong, but look at that Hooper's already taken the red buff off Misfits. I can't believe we could sort of let that happen. There's absolutely no opposition to it.
Yeah, and that's going to be a huge game changer for that Charcadet, because it is going to get level 5 off that. Okay, really, really good. But yeah, I mean, 13 points coming into Casseur Flotteur, 9 points for Misfits. We've got an evolution on Cora. So the early game at the moment is looking like it's lynching more towards the side of Misfits with that, but they don't have that evolution yet.
Yeah, it's going to be all about Urshifu versus Cerule edge in this top lane for sure.
As they engage onto the birds, and it seems like a good lock-in from Cora, but they're going to go down. They're dashing on out of there. They've gone for the rapid strike, but the burn from the Cerulage does the job. Takes down 1, takes down 2. Here comes Dox. They're going to have to try and escape out of there. They've got the speed, and they do manage to survive.
Yeah, it's important as well for Casseur Flotteur. They just dive into that jungle, start invading, and keep taking experience away from Misfits with them having such a late game comp. But for Misfits, it's going to be about not panicking and just taking the experience you can. They know they've got a super late game comp. That first gank can't have come as much of a surprise.
This team up, like these three here, are so good. The Mimikyu, the Cerulage drops massive burst damage. You've got the Hooper there that is also a pain in the butt, but can provide that vital healing. We finally have a Haunter on board. So it seems at the moment that Casseur Flotteur is getting the advantage in this game.
Something I loved there as well was obviously Casseur Flotteur was taking knockouts in that top lane, but the discipline from the junglers who's taking the portal and then going straight back to his own jungle after invading. It's just really nice management.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a game changer. They're really going to want to try and capitalize while they have these goals up. The rotations are just vital. The healing's crazy. The CC there to throw them away from their pad, although there's no one to back them up. But we're about to get these 720s. Level-wise, it's looking pretty good for Casseur Flotteur.
Tell you, they've come into this game, they look angry, don't they? Casseur Flotteur, they're just gunning for Misfits. They're not happy about dropping the game.
That they are not. Cora doing enough to pick up some farm there, but that's it. The portals are so good at keeping Mimikyu up that there's not a lot that Misfits can do to answer it. They need to take out that Hooper when they come into the team fights, but it's so slippery to do that, and it seems like they're going to concentrate on the Lecky instead and rip onto it, but we do have Caesar Gyat here on the Mimikyu. Are they going to lock that in? It's the Haunter out of everyone. Nice bit of damage, and they're going to have to lock in the Mimikyu. That was exactly what Misfits needed.
Yeah, it's a really good play from Misfits. They're just trying to avoid as many fights as they possibly can and just take a numbers advantage in one lane. You know, they know they've been struggling in these team fights. They've not really got the experience lead. So they've just gone to the other lane and look how many points they're getting clawing back into this game.
Yeah, really good. 31 points into the T1. They don't have Springboard yet, so we have seen Misfits rotate down into the jungle, rotate onto the pad. Are they going to lock in some KOs? Of course they are. Umbreon has to use their Unite move. Is it going to be enough to pick up Dera? They do have the foul play, but they do make it on out of there with the Elder Gloss healing. And in return, Rosum is trying to pick up the Mew. They have to use their Unite move to survive, and they do eventually pick up Dera with the Surf. That was such a good Mew movement, and that's a 2 KO for them. Rosum may go down here as well. They are with that boosted. Ooh, baby, a triple.
Oh, maybe these two teams are giving us a show with these team fights, aren't they? But look at this Gengar. It's trying to turn the tide with a double KO on its first pad. Is it going to be able to chase down this Hooper? It's so low.
Yeah, but the thing is that Mimikyu. Oh, they do. They lock in with a Dream Eater into the bush. And the Mimikyu too. Oh, Gengar, you are cooking. Michelin star to you, revenge.
Maybe these team fights are crazy. They just seem to go really heavy one way when we think, oh, Casseur Flotteur, they've got an ace. They're looking really comfortable. Then Misfits just come roaring back with a triple kill of their own. It's just insane. And look at the scoreline as well. Only 60 points in it.
I love how close these teams are, mate. This is like Casseur Flotteur, a fantastic addition to this league because they are clearly at the same level of our teams here. Misfits being the #1 team in their group at the moment. They're up against Oblivion Gaming next, another team that is solidly up there as well. So what a showing from this team for their first game.
It's incredible, and like we said in the little break, we've had to play against Misfits and Oblivion, probably the two best teams in the league at the moment, back to back. I don't think they'll be scared of anyone.
No, not with the confidence that they're showing here, but I also like the confidence Misfits are showing to come on back into this. There's the Rings Unbound from Cooper. It's going to pull up their team, and they're going to push this T1 pad. We see that Lecky going up, and I tell you what, buddy, that is a stomping. They use all their Unite moves there to really capitalize. They're going to get a 49. Let me say that again, chat. A 49 overcap into the T1. Now this is going to be a Lecky rip. What a fantastic play from Casseur Flotteur.
Yeah, I was just waiting to see where that Gengar was on the map before making any sort of comments about that fight. It was just a decisive fight for Casseur Flotteur because we've seen so far. We've taken these team fights, we've taken a lot of knockouts, and then Gengar just pops up and gets a triple or quad kill to turn it in the other direction. But we didn't see that this time because Gengar was taken out so quickly by Mimikyu.
Nice locking on the Reg Ice as well. That's both objectives going to one team, and you're going to feel really confident after that. Look at this. They just want to hunt down any extra farm, rotating into the jungle to see if the buffs are there, but they've decided that they're going to go grab the mid farm, buddy. But I like the aggression coming in from Casseur Flotteur here.
Yeah, it's important to look at the levels, though. I mean, it's still somewhat even, despite Casseur Flotteur being so far ahead, and this is why Misfits figures can't panic going into this end game. They've still got a way to win this game. They've still got the levels, but look at this. What an ult there from the Cerule Edge.
Yeah, that was fantastic. They picked up every single person. If only there was someone there to back them up. They do go down. Dara was answering with that Chandelier. Nice double KO for them. But yeah, this coming into this like final stretch in the next minute, it is actually a really close game. We've got 2 level 13s across the board. The levels are really even for both teams. And the points really, when you come down to Rayquaza, don't make that much of a difference. It's literally just a back cap away from winning it for either team.
No, that was a huge little fight for Misfits there. I think they were probably looking for that. Casseur Flotteur were overextending a little bit, maybe a bit overconfident with how the team fights have gone so far. Misfits were able to get some really big knockouts, a huge amount of experience back, and they're pretty much level, if not slightly ahead. But Mamoswine does go down, trying to get some farm. It is the lowest level mon on the field.
It's going to be up for the Rayquaza. 30 seconds. 15 seconds on this Lecky, though. That could be a rip that they go for. I mean, it's only going to go into the T2 goals, so they're not going to get that much of an advantage for it. And I love the fact that Misfits don't even care. They're going to get set up ready for this Rayquaza.
Yeah, they're just trying to hunt, get some vision, probably try and get some points in right at the start of this Ray fight.
They know that they were going to go for the Lecky, buddy. They've gone for the rip so they can score some points in this, get themselves ever so closer. It would have been nice to wait for the final stretch mark, but you do need to get back to that Rayquaza pit. You don't want to risk a rip.
No, absolutely, and they just don't want the other team to come down straight after ripping that and clean them off on a pad.
Nice goal though. Mimikyu's locking in that 100, putting themselves even further, taking away from whatever happened on that T1. There's the rings unbound. Come play with me, says Mimikyu. Korra goes down with a bit of blade assistance as well. They're going to pick up revenge here because they've not got enough damage to deal with the 3 of them. And this is Casseur Flotteur really answering. Here comes the rest of Misfits. They just need the lock-in. Who does it? It's the Eldegoss. It's the support out of anyone that locks in the Rayquaza, buddy. They need to get some points in though, because they are behind on the side of Misfits.
How often do we see this? The support is coming out of nowhere. The last ditch raid secure. There's so much secure on the field, and it's the Eldegoss that takes it in the end, but Misfits still need some points in.
That they do. They're still behind, and I don't know if they've got any shields there. The Mamoswine even has just lost theirs, buddy. I don't think they have any. Has anyone got a shield? No, they don't. They're going to have to make a mad push.
Dox has the tiniest shield on my Eldegoss, because one little hit on it, it's gone.
Hence why we're seeing him left on his own up here right now. He's like, yeah, take them away. I need you to pull them away from a pad because I need to score with the smallest shield you've ever witnessed.
That's crazy, because one hit from anything will take down the shield.
This is a horror game right now, chat. Dox is sat in a bush, too scared to move with how close it is. He's going to have to make a dash onto a pad if they want to win this game. They have 20 seconds left. He knows 2 of them are down on that bottom pad. Here we go. He's going to try and rush on in to get a point into the goal. I don't know, though, because he's on his own here against a Mimikyu and an Umbreon. They've spotted him, buddy, and that's the shield gone. Come play with me, says Mimikyu, and I don't think Misfits are going to do enough to win this one now.
Oh, it was so surprising to see Misfits split up there. Obviously, the fair win condition is getting Dox to get that 50 in with that tiny shield. I thought all 4 of them would just pile onto one pad and try to draw the entire team away so Dox could sneak one in the top lane. But yeah, no, really well done from Casseur Flotteur. Cheeky little steal from Misfits, but Casseur Flotteur focused on top the entire game.
What a game, buddy. I do honestly feel like, yeah, like you said, pull everyone to one pad, but I think it's one of those situations where you're in it and you're like, I can't believe we're in this situation. I don't know what to do now. So Dox was just sat there in that bush like, I need to go somewhere. I need to do something, but I don't know where to go. And that, that is completely valid. But what a game. These 2 teams are so close. close with battling it out. Let's get an opinion from Kuro again about how that game went. Give me the lowdown, buddy. How did that go? Also, Yasid, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. I think Kuro might still be muted. Okay, so it might not be there.
My bad.
Oh, there we go. Hello, buddy.
What a game. I don't know if you remember the Nouns versus Capuchin game at London. With it's the same situation Adisu was in with the Eldigos. Just one slight hair as a shield, and yeah, coming with the ult would have been the best option for LD, but how do you want to do that? Like, they were everywhere on the map during the whole game. Casseur Flotteur really went really strong with the early they had. Yeah, no, they were really impressive in this.
Yeah, what I mean, that's been one of my favorite sets yet. Every single game was so close. Misfits played their brains out. Casseur Flotteur doing the exact same, buddy, and it was really, really good each way in every part of that game. It felt like a pendulum as me and Chaos were casting it. Like, one thing will happen in one lane, one fight will go one way, and then all of a sudden it's going the other. Such close and well contested games that we've just seen.